Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Friends, it's very important that we must know what is the real importance of written communication when we talk about a workplace. So our workplace, our business, our place where we really work, how important it is to us to have good written skills in terms of workplace organizations. Workplace communication is extremely important to companies because it allows companies to be more productive and to operate more effectively. Now, when I say more effective and more productive means I, as a company, have a brand image in myself. Now, how do I portray my brand image to so many people in my walks of life? Now, it only depends on the way I put up my brand in certain written communications or certain writing way where I can now put up my brand in such a way where it speaks for me. So that's why written communication is very, very important and essential in a workplace as it portrays the entire brand and the entire image of my organization. Employees can actually experience an increase in their morale, productivity, and commitment if they are able to communicate to each other from the up to the down level according to the chain in their organization. There's a different morale boost up if they are really able to cope up with the writing skills in all the organization and all the walks of life. It's very important, friends, to know that written communication is the only problem solver to a lot of issues and coming up to a negotiation skills where there is a win-win situation for both the organizations, whether there is an organization put up in an organization, whether there is the superiors going to another organization to have a specific brand image about the organization that they work with. So that's why, friends, it's very important to develop your written skills. So here I am to help you how to develop your written skills, especially when you're working in an organization. First and foremost, write short sentences. Short sentences are very easy to read than long sentences. They are quick to understand rather than understanding very long sentences and to understand where we started and where we've actually ended. If a sentence feels like it's going too long, break it into two short sentences rather than having one long sentence. The other one is write short paragraphs. So when we are talking about paragraphs and when there are different paragraphs involved, have a limitation to your paragraphs. Limit them to only 3 sentences. So each para with 3 sentences would be more than enough for that person to understand what you're really talking. This allows you a wide space and improves readability. Now, it is easy when you see when you read a novel, if you see it's like in a continuation the entire page, so there is no white space, which if you're a monotonous reader, of course it would be really nice for you to read the novel, but as a new person who is trying to read a novel first, he would say, oh my god, it's so tedious, I'm like reading. But at the same time, if there are white spaces or gaps left in your paragraphs, it's more readable and more effective in terms of reader. If a paragraph looks like a big block of text, consider how you can divide it into 2 to 3 similar paragraphs. So out of one paragraph, you can actually have 3 paragraphs with 3 sentences each. So this is how also you can develop your writing skills. Capitalizing the first letter of each sentence. Friends, it's very important. Nowadays, we are so much busy and we are so really tied up that we don't really look into such grammar mistakes. Again, thank you to the technology where we have the error checklist or the spell check in every computer or any mail that you write. So, unidentified wrong messages do not reach the person in terms of wrong spelling or in terms of wrong grammar error or grammar mistakes. So we have to understand the first letter should always be capital of any sentences that we write. Not hitting the space key is a surefire way to tell people that you don't care about how you are viewed. Always have a correct space, a correct capitalization of each word before we start the sentence, and definitely this will help it to be more readable again. Use people's names. Just as people notice that when you're speaking their names, they are also aware that you know their names while also you're writing to them. So it's very important for you to specify names. So Mr. So and so or Mr. XYZ, dear Mr. XYZ, dear Miss XYZ is something that we need to definitely focus on rather than just writing dear sir or dear ma'am. If you know that person's name and you address him by name, it definitely gives you them a different viewpoint of saying that, oh, she recognizes me. And not only by verbal but also by written communication is what you can bind these people for future relationship building, especially for a work organization. By writing their names, it's also more specific and precise where people come to know that they are valued. Everyone likes to be addressed by their name. I love my name, so I like to be addressed by Miss Karishma Guge. And I really feel respected and valued when someone addresses me by their name. So friends, always remember, whenever you're writing some formal letter or formal mail, always write and address that person by his first name. Be clear. Very important. Not only important when we speak, it's also very important when we write something. So clarity is the first principle in the 7 C's of our communication. So be clear with every message you type. Ask yourself, is this message clear? Clear to the point? When can we understand whether this message is clear is when we understand what we've written. And when we ask someone whether this message is clear or not. And if it comes to be a positive, then yes, you are at the maximum clarity of your communication. No one likes having to read a message more than once to figure out what the other person is trying to say. So only once that person is going to read and then he's trying to make a viewpoint or figure out of what you're trying to say. That person might not have time to read it again for the next time, for the second time. So friends, it's very important to be very clear in your messages of whatever you're writing. Be concise. Now when I say be concise is again one of the 7 C's of communication. So learn to communicate your message in the fewest number of words possible. Do not write a big thesis or a big story to explain one point and come to one conclusion. Instead, you can actually write few words, only the meaningful ones, which give a different effect to your written communication and that entire written format. This is my goal of every sentence I write. So there has to be a goal. There has to be a specific requirement. There has to be a specific reason for me writing each particular sentence. If we know the goal and the aim that we want to consider in our written communication, we would definitely come to a conclusion. So that's why concise is very important. Look for potential misunderstandings. Look for potential misunderstanding. So when I say we have to look for our own misunderstanding, it is easy for us to understand where we have gone wrong. That is like going an extra mile away to do something out of the way to understand how best can you be. And remember friends, any negative feedback or a negativity will help you improve because that's the scope of improvement. It leaves a space for the scope of improvement. So go an extra mile to find out what exactly can be misunderstood of what I have written. This will help you never ever to get into a written communication which people would misunderstand you. So it's very important to understand how potential are you in terms of misunderstanding when you write certain things. So you can shift your entire motto from potential misunderstanding to potential understanding. Provide a complete response. Now when I say that we have to provide a complete response means when you receive a message that asks multiple questions, okay, be sure to address each specific subject or each specific question asked. So every question in your entire communication should be answered and should be very specific, and the return or the feedback should be on each and every question. It can be in terms of pointers, it can be in form of points where you can write number 1 question, number 2 question, number 3 question. It can be pointers, but it has to be very specific and precise where people understand, oh, they have to get back to you on each and every question. Don't make people send another message repeating the overlooked questions because you don't take the time to provide the complete response. So don't let people get back to you saying that, okay, I have to again now give you the response for this because my response was not given earlier. The matter of fact why it was not given earlier was they have not understood what you really want to say. So don't let the message go again and again like a reminder to them. That's very important, to provide a complete response. So we have to understand how complete are we supposed to be in terms of giving a response. Number multiple topics. So as I said, we can use pointers. We can also use the numbering bullets to have multiple topics in one written communication. So if you cover more than one point break or each point using numbers, there is a better way of putting it in pointers is by numbering them. And it is important and very helpful if you number your questions or your points specific to that communication. So numbering it is also another very important aspect of developing your written skills. Use a friendly tone. Use a friendly tone. Now, when I say use a friendly tone, we are not saying, hi, dear, what's up? That's not what I really mean by using a friendly tone. A friendly tone means that that person should be more than comfortable to understand what you've written, or more than comfortable to get into a conversation with you in terms of written communication. So, do you notice the tone people convey in their written communications? Are they very sturdy? Are they very straight up to the mark? Are they little diplomatic? Are they more like a friendly, user-friendly kind of thing when they communicate? So if you imagine, can you think that when have you read a written communication where they are more aggressive or exaggerating on their points, or very firm or very curt or very offended? Now, there are a lot of people who feel offended, or there are a lot of people who feel that they are hurt after reading certain things. Even a small memo of warning, that's like a warning letter, when you give your inferiors or when you give your team, they really get offended because the words I use are very curt and they really hurt. So, are we really those kind of communicators to hurt people? Can't we just simply be friendly and still communicate our message very well? So yes, we can do that. Communicating in a friendly tone will make your communication more attractive, more effective, and your recipient more receptive. So all the recipient that you are communicating to, they will be more receptive when you have such kind of written communications, so user-friendly. So friends, these were certain skills to develop your written skills of communication. Hello friends, do you remember the wise words said by Mr. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow? He said, a big success is made up from a great number of little circumstances, each of which may seem so small or insufficient, most people pass them by not really being worthy of notice. So, why am I saying this is because there are a lot of instances in life which people would not even notice. So we have to be so specific while writing our written communication and our written skills, that people do not miss any instance or any small circumstances also that we write. We have to be so specific. This saying of Mr. Napoleon Hill has made us think, why are we supposed to be so specific and precise that even small circumstances do not leave our note? So here I am to help you out with certain bonus tips to help you not only get into the correct writing skills, but also get into the right personality while you're writing. So friends, it's very important for us to understand what exact written communication help us out in all the ways. So I have certain bonus tips for you to not only improve on your written communication, but also to help you get into the right personality as a written communicator. So it's very important to be intentional and try to improve in every sentence that you write or you type. So friends, my personal tip or advice to you is, please read every day. So spend at least half an hour every day on your reading. because reading would help you to get into the right format of writing a sentence, a completeness of your sentence, clarity, how do you write in courteous way. So all this would help you really well. And read something of your interest and fantasy, maybe a novel, maybe a magazine, maybe storybooks, whatever. Read at least 30 minutes in a day, at least half an hour in a day is something that you should give to yourself, and especially for your communication skills to be stronger. Reading helps you to get out of a lot of facts, and you come to know a lot of new things of spacing, alts, correctness, lot of things, etc. So friends, spend your time at least half an hour in a day to read anything that you like. Now, it's very important to improve your sentences, the way you write, which is only possible through reading. As you prove your written text, consider how it could be more enhanced. So every walk of life, we have to learn. Every day is a learning day for us, where we have to understand how enhanced can we be on our written skills or any kind of communication skill. Would a more descriptive word communicate your point? So we have to find out words which are so descriptive to your point that our message are conveyed in the right manner, in the right way. Can you find a synonym of that overworked word? So there are a lot of times when you have to find out the correct word. What would help you? Friends, and advice from me again. A dictionary, a vocabulary. Every day building up new vocabulary in your brain would help you to get the correct word out of your written skills. Every word makes a meaning. Every word of the sentence is important. How do you get the right word? It's simple. Just by understanding that you need to increase your vocabulary every day. So friends, 30 minutes of your day for reading and 30 minutes of your day in understanding the words that you have not really understood according to the vocabulary and the dictionary. It's very important, friends, to be very specific on every word. Every word can change the meaning of your entire sentence. This extra effort will take a little more time, but this will be sure of how you're going to get better. You will definitely keep getting better every day, every day. Every single day would be a better experience for you. Focus on developing your writing skill with each and every word that you type and you write, whether it can be an email or any important note. So friends, these are some bonus tips which I can help you out with for your written skills. Remember, reading, vocabulary is the most important to have the correct written communication skills. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned to our channel and please subscribe to our channel. This is the bell icon that you can press. Thank you so much.